Hi guys, it's Emily with EmilyReynolds.net, and I have my very good friend Perk, aka Ice, a bodybuilder here in Thailand with me. A lot of you guys know I was going to interview him today. I wanted to put something up and talk about training, diet, the ins and outs of bodybuilding, how to get into fitness, and the real truth about it. I did a video just a couple weeks ago about is competing for me or not. So this is kind of an extension on that, where we're going to talk to a real life competitor and bodybuilder who's done, what, 6 shows now?
Yeah, about 6 shows.
So for you guys who are competing, you'll be able to relate to a lot of what Perk has to say. And for those people who want to get into it, you'll get some tips.
My name is Perk. Nickname
Got that?
Ice.
So his nickname is Ice. So if I can't say that whole long name, I just call him Ice.
Now I'm 35 and I do bodybuilding. First kind of like I just do the fitness, try to make myself better, and after that I try to do some competition.
Yeah. So first it was just a hobby,
Yeah.
being in the gym, wanting to be fit, and then you realized you could take it to the next level.
Right.
That's awesome. When did you start competing?
Around 2008 or 2009.
So you're 35 now, and you live in Bangkok. Have you been over to the United States?
I used to stay in Florida.
Nice. So when you were over there, you trained, I'm sure, of course, and you brought your whole lifestyle over there also.
Yeah.
Did you see a lot of differences between bodybuilding, training, health, cleaning in Thailand versus in America?
I think it's about education about the bodybuilding in Thailand, and it's the kind of different little bit. Sometimes it's not like education, it's just like a myth.
Yeah.
And,
There's a lot of theories out there that aren't true.
I think the same thing, you have to be like learn by yourself. You try to test or try yourself first.
Trial and error. So you're saying that when you first got into it, maybe you know more now than when you started?
I think I'm know more and try to find the best way for me.
So you can't just open up a muscle magazine and do what Jay Cutler's doing and get really big? Is that what you're telling me?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Because actually I tried that.
Okay.
I follow the Superstar program, whatever, but it might be feel good a little bit and work a little bit, but and again you have to like try for yourself first.
Right. Because your body is going to be different than somebody else's, because your everyday life is different. And every cell in your body is different than somebody else's. So maybe something that works on someone's program, you're going to eat that food and it doesn't agree with you. So yeah, and that's, for you guys that know me, you know that I'm all about that. I'm all about customizing, because everybody is an individual, and it's really easy. We can tell you exactly what Perk eats. We can tell you exactly how much weight he lifts. And it doesn't mean that you're going to have that same program work for you and you're going to become a bodybuilder. You really got to experiment and try for yourself. But that being said, we can give advice to each other, and from the mistakes that you've learned, you can help other people. So what trial and error, since we're talking about that, give me some examples of things that you've tried and failed at, what they were, and then how do you come away from that looking as a learning experience rather than a failure?
I try to make myself bigger by have a lot of carbohydrate and rice.
White rice?
White rice, because in Thailand it's like easy
and cheap
to find, cheap, and it's have everywhere.
Right. So you can go have white rice after you train, and it costs, what, 5 baht, which is like 15 cents? Yeah. So that was a mistake, you're saying?
Ate a lot of rice. It's kind of like I want to gain weight and more size, but actually it's work. It make you bigger, more weight. But
like bigger in your stomach?
Yep.
Not like in your bicep?
What I call fatso.
Okay, so you're talking about the guy that walks around the gym and is all bloated? Yeah.
than
Bigger is not always better. Okay, so that's a good takeaway. You learn that bigger isn't always better. So once you learned from mistakes, which is great because then you can see both sides of it. So you see, okay, I don't need to eat a ton of white rice, a ton of carbs and oil to get bigger because bigger isn't better. What did you do to fix that?
I try to cut out my rice first and put more meat on it.
Yeah.
And vegetable.
Vegetable. Yay! Right. So you're putting on muscle rather than fat on your stomach area.
I start to see my abs. Six-packs.
Yes.
It's coming. I used to have 1 pack. Now I have 6
Six pack coming soon.
coming soon. If you don't eat too much rice and fat and blah blah blah.
Sometimes people get the impression from these bodybuilders on the internet or in the magazines that it's all about calorie consumption. Eat to get big.
It's a mistake, like push too much and your body doesn't use it.
Right.
You know, and that's why you blow.
Yeah. So it basically is, it's calories in and calories out. So if you're taking in 5,000 calories, you also need to be utilizing those calories and spending that energy and burning the energy in the gym. I personally do believe that you do need to learn from your own mistakes because, maybe that plate of white rice doesn't do good for Perk and it'll do good for you. Okay, so since we're on the topic of food, I want to ask you something that's a very popular question. I don't like calling them cheat meals. I like calling them treat meals because we work really hard. As you know, you work really hard in the gym and you want to have a treat. And a lot of that is so you can stay mentally focused and not go crazy because you can never have one little piece of chocolate or anything off of that diet. What is your favorite treat meal to treat yourself for all your hard work?
Double Big Mac.
Wow.
McDonald's.
A double Big Mac.
Double.
Okay. Hey, you know what? We gotta be honest, people. Like, I always tell people I love Reese's Pieces and I love pizza. And all of my shows, except for my first show ever when I had a lot of weight to lose, I ate pizza and Reese's. So you do the double Big Mac.
And my favorite one is like ice cream and the Oreo cookies blended.
Oh, McFlurry. Yes, they have a lot of Western food over here in Thailand. I just was telling Perk this morning as we walked by McDonald's that there's more McDonald's in Thailand than in America. So there's a lot of temptation. So that's your treat meal. And then how do you stay away from not having that every single meal, since you and I know that everywhere you go in Thailand, it's food. There's sugar, there's fat, there's oil, and a lot of things that you can't have every single day. How do you stay away from eating that all the time?
First you have to be like, you work out hard, you get a result, you have to give something to yourself to feel better.
Yeah.
It's kind of like price a little bit.
Right, the treat meal.
The treat meal.
But how do you make sure that you don't have a treat meal every other meal? How do you make sure that your other meals are chicken, vegetables, your good protein, your healthy fat?
I think it's kind of like how strong in your mind first. If you got into you have a goal to make your body look good, and you cannot be on like shit on it all the time.
Yep. Can't shit on it all the time.
Right.
Perk speaks very quietly, so just in case anybody missed that, you can't shit on your body all the time. Just occasionally. Okay, but that's a good point. I want to let people know that, like, we eat some normal, or maybe not the ultimate most healthy, 100% clean things sometimes, because life is to be enjoyed. Also, tell us about your training. Do you train 3 days a week, 7 days a week, 4 hours a day? Like, what does your training schedule look like?
Now I'm training like about an hour a day.
Okay.
Try to be 5 days a week, but not to do some heavy stuff. Just like try to feel your muscle movements. Try to like what they call a contraction.
Yep, contraction.
Yes.
So really thinking about, you're not just like stacking on heavy weight to impress your
Right.
buddies. You're really thinking about.
It's not like you have to break a world record every day. It's not like that.
Yeah.
You have to be like feel the muscle working, and you have to feel good about it. I don't like to train like until you throw up or something. This is not fun.
Yeah.
You have to be like have a good time in the gym.
Oh, that reminds me of a question that Deborah wanted to know. Do you believe pain gets you results? You don't think you have to like want to barf to be actually a bodybuilder and working hard? Because we see that too, where people are constantly in beast mode and like I get it, I get the beast mode. It kind of irritates me in some ways, but so you're not always in beast mode.
Not always.
You don't bench 500 pounds.
No.
You don't squat 850.
No.
Okay.
The pain thing, I think like if you feel pain in your muscle after workout.
So there's difference between pain that's like, I just did a CrossFit class and I can't move. That's a bad kind of pain, right? Because you want to go train the next day. But what Perk's talking about is the kind of pain in your muscle. When you're lifting weights, you're breaking down the muscle tissue to be able to rebuild it. And in order to rebuild it, you have to fuel your body with the proper supplements and proper food. So if you feel your biceps after your bicep workout, or you feel your butt when you're going to sit on the toilet, that's a good pain. But like, oh my gosh, I cannot move.
That's why not.
Yeah, that. So you don't have to be in pain to be a bodybuilder.
Right. Just like when I do my legs day, gonna be like everybody knows it's gonna be like real painful.
You know, walking up the stairs to the
wonderful.
BTS, you're like, oh boy. But you feel
always
good.
eat after training.
So after you train, okay, after your post-workout meal, do you like go 2 hours, wait till you get home, and then eat, or do you try to take something and eat right away after you work out?
Maybe like right away. Not
Like 20, 30 minutes.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. What do you like to have as a post-workout?
Carbohydrate, protein.
Good. Not just the protein, because you deplete your glycogen stores and you need to refuel them.
They say the carbohydrate is kind of like to bring the protein to your body to
Exactly, the
Right.
vehicle. So
Have to-
the two are important.
important.
Yes.
But if you can't
I'm
find
so glad you know that.
but if you
Some
can't
people
find you can't find a vegetable on your meal.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's alright. That's
Perk's working on more broccoli, more vegetables. William wants to know, how did you get into bodybuilding? Was there like someone that inspired you, or something, maybe a guy at the gym, or someone calling you skinny and it made you want to be big? Like, what made you want to do it?
First, I'm like, I want to be in good shape because I was a fat boy. Now I started to be skinny, and I always like to have a muscle.
So for health reasons
health
first,
reasons.
and to look good, because we all care.
Yeah.
We're all a little bit vain.
And I try to move forward. Like, why am I not doing this? Like, if you love to have muscle that much, why not compete?
Yeah, like next step kind of thing. Do you ever get those days where you don't want to go to the gym? Maybe not. Maybe he's better than me.
But I like to train first before I do anything.
Me too.
Yes. I don't know.
Get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Yes. So mentally, you know, like I worked really hard and I did something good for my body, so I can go out and have
Right.
a little fun with my friends.
Oh, right.
Guilt-free.
That's the point.
Yes.
And when you got out to party or something, your friend, your people outside, what have you done? Have you been training?
Yes. Compliments. Compliments
Yes.
help. Yes.
That's-
Especially when they're from girls. That really helps.
And that make you go back to gym and
Right. So your inspiration then is you want to better yourself, and then of course other people being proud of you, like people that look up to you and giving you compliments. Of course, it's going to help you. It keeps you motivated.
Right.
Yeah, because you live with yourself, you see yourself in the mirror every day. You might not even know how good you're doing.
I think it's kind of like about yourself first, and then after maybe the people outside just
Yep.
look at you and like, okay,
Right.
but you have to be like
Doing it for you. Yeah, it's for Perk. It's not for the chicks. Okay, Ryan wants to know what kind of music you like to train to.
Actually, I like with hip hop, maybe house music and some dance
Yeah, like high energy.
kind. But it depends on music at the gym.
Oh, if you want to block it out.
Yep.
Yeah.
But sometimes they play good music and song and kind of like
Yeah,
feel the pump.
get into it.
Get into it.
What if they put country music on? Would you put your headphones on?
See my face? Maybe sometimes you put some like rap music too much, it can make you a little bit more aggressive, like
Aggressive.
and
See,
like,
he has balance in his life, and that's what I really like about him. Of course, when you're doing any kind of bodybuilding or a show, or even when you're a marathon runner, you know, when you're competing as an athlete, it does have to be your number one focus, but it doesn't have to be your only focus. So you have friends, right? As friends. You go out with your friends.
yeah.
Yes. Okay, you sleep more than 3 hours a night?
Some nights I got into party and wake up early in the morning.
We have a
Sometimes
party animal.
this is life.
But he's living his life, okay? So you're young, you're having fun, and you're not saying, okay guys, I'm training for a show, I cannot hang out. I can't be friends with you for 6 months. Sorry. Okay. Because people also, good. A lot of people have that misconception too, guys, that you can't have any friends, and we all know somebody that competes and gets in a bad mood, can't be around anybody, they can't look at your food because they're stuck with their broccoli and their fish. And we're here to tell you, it does not have to be that way. Midai. No, it does not have to be that way.
My new goal is like legs
Legs.
and shoulder.
Okay, so there's a process, and if you talk to any of the old school bodybuilders, they do 20, 30 shows, and sometimes they never get their pro card, and we don't hear a lot of whining out of them that it's so political, because they really have that deep heart, like back in Arnold Schwarzenegger days, when people were doing it like because they love it, love it, love it. So I think that's a good attitude to have, to know why you're doing something, and it sounds like you do it for you, so that's good. Evan wants to know, how do you improve a lagging body part, since we just talked about legs, so you know you have to work on your legs. How do you formulate your plan?
I try to do some different program.
Different than what you did before.
Yeah, I think something when you do the same, the muscle doesn't
React.
react.
So that's kind of, that's interesting that Perk brings this up, because a lot of people have heard the term muscle confusion. So your muscles, if you do the same thing over and over and over again, your muscles are not confused. They know how hard they have to work, and they're only going to work that hard. So you have to confuse your muscles to be able to still feel that good kind of pain and see that good kind of change. So say you were, doing heavy squats before, you might need to do lunges and hop on some machines and do extensions and the leg curls and do something totally different. Good. So change up your routine to be able to see the change in your body, which is pretty much the opposite of what you want to do with diet. Diet, once you find something that works, consistency is usually the best thing in a diet.
You can play with your body part.
Yeah.
Like,
See what works.
See what.
Peak week, or depletion week as it's popularly called, the week before a show. What does your eating look like during that week? Because obviously you have to drop a lot of body fat, get a lot of water out of your system to get that look on stage that, your friends will say to you, say your show's on Saturday, they'll see you on Thursday, and then on Saturday go, oh, Perk, why do you look so different? So what do you do to get that different look, that super lean, ripped, like having no water in your body, sucked up, muscly look? What do you do with your diet? to get that look?
carb depletion. What
Carb depletion.
depletion. That's work,
Yeah.
but
It's
you have-
hard.
It's hard, but you have to be like relaxed.
Your last week in the gym, then you're carb depleting. You're not lifting really, really heavy weights. You're not working out like a maniac, getting as many hours in as possible.
Actually, just try to play around a little bit.
High rep, low weight, because you're not really going to put on a lot of muscle on the last week. So it's all about those fast twitch muscles and just getting the rips and shreds in your muscles. So it's a totally different kind of training. Do you carb load right before the show?
Like loading, maybe like a night before. Maybe.
So you take all the carbs out, go kind of easy on the weights, and then you pump carbs back in. And for you guys that don't know, what that does basically is your muscles need water and they need carbs. So depleting, you start to get this really flat look, and you go, oh my god, what happened to all my muscles? You look like an alien and all gone, and some of your friends tell you how bad you look. But then when you put the carbs back in, you get that like swole look on stage. But with the water out of your system, your skin looks thin, so it's tight, and your muscles just look really big. So carb depleting and depletion is rough, but it gets you that fine-tuned look. You have a good attitude. He has a good attitude, so I hope you guys are taking notes, because when he said earlier, like working out, he thinks about his muscles and working them, and put some brain power into it, because a lot of things are in your head, and a lot of things are your attitude, and a lot of things that go wrong can be because you let your mind play games on you. Ryan wants to know, is there any one thing that you would change about bodybuilding, if anything?
I think about the judgment. You have to deal with it, but
You'd want to change the judges' decisions? I've never heard somebody say that before.
yeah, but it's alright.
Yeah. So sometimes you don't agree with them.
But I think it's like
Hopefully
okay.
they're not watching. Rex was wondering, our last question here, why did you choose bodybuilding instead of, say, another sport? Why did you choose bodybuilding? And what is your ultimate goal in bodybuilding?
I don't know. I like to have muscle in your body,
Yep.
and my goal is like I said, make myself look good, look better personality,
Right.
and
So you think it like builds on not just the way you look, but you're talking personality, like self-esteem? I know you help a lot of other people. You were telling me on the ride here about people that you help in the gym who want to get rid of cellulite and don't know. So it can also, you're getting an education
yeah,
that you can pass on to other people.
it's about experience. Also, like you have some source of information get into your head, and like I said before, you have to try it
Right.
and try to reach your goal. It's kind of like long job. It's not finished. No, it's not
Do
finished.
you guys hear that? It's a long job. It's never finished. Okay, so you're telling me that you don't get super fit and in amazing health and great shape and looking awesome and feeling great, and then you can stop going to the gym and you can eat whatever you want and nothing will change.
You have to keep doing that.
Keep going, keep going, keep going. And it sounds, I know a lot of you are like, well, duh, you know that. But that's what people want to know. Everybody wants to know, like, is there something I can do quick? Is there something I can do fast? How long do I have to do this for? How many times I've gotten asked that question? And I go, I don't know. How long do you want to be happy, healthy, and balanced for? If you want to be for the rest of your life, then you got to do this for the rest of your life. It's going to change. And you got to stay motivated, you got to stay inspired, and that's why we do this video, to try and give you guys some tips, but also let you know it is forever. And if something is forever, I personally feel, I don't know about you, but it should be fun. And Perk has fun. Perk has fun. You can see he's a very happy, smiley person, and he has a great time, and he changes things up, and he experiments, and he educates himself. He makes mistakes. He has failures, and the thing that makes him successful is gets up and he keeps going, because it is a long time journey. It's not a short-term goal. So that's that. Thank you so much, Perk. I really appreciate it. And we are going to go train back, and then we're gonna stay tuned at the end. We're gonna have some pictures of Fat Perk. Yeah. You're gonna give me some of those, and some of his competition pictures, and then I'll put a link to his Facebook. So if you have questions for him or you want to look through some of his pictures, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Okay, we'll see you guys soon.